Warning. This program contains coarse humor and a sense of language that some people might not share. Viewer discretion is advised.
We ran with the last of our strength, like those who run for their precious lives. Like a doomed person knowing that there is no hope to save his life, will still fight the inevitable and his own fate. I barely managed to close the heavy metal door behind me. I have no idea how deep the bomb shelter is, or if it's able to withstand a nuclear blast, but we have no other place to hide. She gripped my hand tight. Don't be afraid. Bits of the ceiling were falling and the walls were shaking. I was prepared for the worst. But death is the kind of thing that you can't ever be prepared for. But suddenly, complete silence fell, and it rang even louder than the explosions. Maybe it's time to say goodbye. She was whimpering. I wanted to comfort her somehow, but realized that there was nothing I could do. Yes. You know why? A horrible bang almost split my eardrums. It seems that I'm under a piece of collapsed ceiling, but I don't feel any pain. All I want is to not let her go. I woke up in a cold sweat, short of breath and gasping for air. It took me some time to come to my senses. It was a dream. It was just a dream. My questioning mind, however, refused to believe it. But who was that girl with me there? I didn't want to let go of her hand so desperately. Sadly, I couldn't recall her at all. The clock was showing a few minutes past 10. I slowly came to my senses as reality started to shake me out of its claim on my mind, and my stomach growled foully. All right, war is war, but lunch should be served in due time. It turned out that Olga Dmitrievna was not here. She must have decided not to wake me up. Well, thanks go out of our camp leader for this. After yesterday's adventures, I had to have a rest. Last night remained a blurry memory, which I really didn't want to think about. It's now more important to find something to eat and to wash myself. Exactly. Because a pioneer must remain clean and tidy. Although I would agree with this principle even if I wasn't a pioneer. As a matter of fact, I'm not. On my way to the washstands, I met Electronic. He started to wave his hands and ran up to me.
Good morning. Thank you for fighting Shark. Without him, I don't even...
It's nothing. I was a bit embarrassed.
No, really, don't be so shy. The country must be proud of its heroes.
And what about Shurik? How did he look this morning? Is he alright? After yesterday's craziness, I thought such a question was completely valid.
Yes, absolutely. The only thing is he can't remember anything.
Can't he? I wasn't surprised at all.
He says that he went to the abandoned camp yesterday and then woke up in his bed this morning. I mean, he remembers nothing between those two events.
I see. Alright then.
You miss breakfast, right? Come to our club, we'll feed you. I have something special.
Electronic smiled in a conspiratorial way. Thanks, I'll come, probably. I had to wash myself first anyway.
We'll be ready.
He waved at me and left to carry out his own business. There was nobody near the washstands. The water turned out to be surprisingly warm today. It's been warmed up already, I guess. Having my face washed, I realized it wouldn't be easy to wash the rest of my body here. Maybe I should go to the showers. But since there's nobody here, I turned the tap in such a way that water streamed parallel to the ground and started to take off my clothes. The water started to take off his... Oh, that's weird. And what if somebody sees me? Well, I'll rinse and dry myself quickly and put on my clothes. The water, which seemed warm to my hands and face, felt bone-chillingly cold on the body. The whole washing process took no longer than 10 seconds, and I started to wipe myself quickly afterwards. But I didn't manage to finish anyway. There were voices coming up the direction of the footpath. The only solution came to mind. A split second, I grabbed my clothes and dashed into the bushes. A moment later, Uliana and Alyssa appeared near the washstands. "Yeah, kid done this by herself. Why'd you bring me here?"
Is it a big deal for you?
"Fine, let me..." I peered at them and noticed that they were both covered in red paint. What a surprise. I wonder how they managed that. Alyssa opened the valve and started to rub Uliana's back. I'm not reading that.
What if someone sees us?
What, is there anything to say? She grinned.
Okay, just be quick.
It was true that there wasn't much to look at, but even so, I stared... Oh god, what's wrong with you, man? It was a pity that they were standing with their backs to me. No, it's not. You shouldn't even be there. A minute later, Alicia managed to wash off all the red paint. I'm done.
Thanks.
You're welcome, Alyssa replied lazily. Listen, let me try on yours. She pointed... Oh. I might just cut this out of the video. I don't know. You can read it your damn self. That's what I'm saying. Liliana looked my way and smiled archly. I was absolutely sure she couldn't see me in the bushes, but... You can read this yourself. He had something to look at. Oh, God. Dude. Yeah, about friggin' time. I leaned forward and stumbled over a stone falling out of the bushes. Alyssa and Uliana stood frozen, staring at me. The tableau lasted for a few seconds, then Alyssa took her shirt and somehow managed to put it on in an instant. Ew. Ew. Her face had gone from red to purple. It looked like she would explode in a nuclear blast any second. The only thing I wanted to do was disintegrate into atoms and get as far away from this epicenter as possible. He was sitting there the whole time. So she noticed me then. Yo! And I accidentally, if you know what I mean. Never say if you know what I mean in a situation like that. It just creates fire. Alyssa rushed at me. I ran into the woods. It seemed the better solution at the time, as showing up in the middle of the camp accompanied by two screaming girls wasn't a good idea. Certain words I refused to read. I ran without looking back, and stopped a few minutes later to catch my breath. It seemed that there was no pursuit, so I managed to save myself, but at the cost of lacerated, scratched, and bleeding feet, as I had no time to put on my boots. I sat on a tree stump and sighed. Sometime later, having dressed already, I left the forest. I need to decide what to do next. My feet are hurting, so I should go straight to the infirmary. But on the other hand, my stomach isn't going to wait either. Maybe I should accept Electronic's invitation, or head to the canteen in hope of finding something left to eat there.